You. What's up, everybody? James Ng here. Today, I'm going to be talking about the secret to scaling a massive online MLM business. If that's something that interests you, be sure to share this video. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube, be sure to do that as well too. I'm going to be dropping this plus a lot of other tips as well too on how to be able to do this. Now, this is directed for the person that's involved in network marketing, or has been involved in MLM. And I'm curious, if you're watching this, whether live or on replay, comment below what company are you partnered with, or what company have you been partnered with, or perhaps you've just heard of MLM. If you haven't heard of MLM or network marketing by now, you're kind of living under a rock. Hello, congratulations, and welcome to the 21st century. So if you've been involved in network marketing at all, I wonder if this challenge would relate with you or not. Is that if you find a good product and a good service in a good company, and if you're able to start enrolling or recruiting, paparazzi, awesome, and thanks for the compliment. If you're able to start recruiting or selling, then the next big struggle is this: how do I get my teammates to do the same thing? Right? If you've ever struggled with the thought of duplication, put a 1 in the comments below, because that's like that so was hard for me for a long time. And it's challenging because the beauty of network marketing compared to any other business itself is that you can leverage and you can duplicate. But the reality is, if you have any experience at all, is that it doesn't just work like that. Like, it's very rare that I've seen that we just get started and then we get someone else started and then boom, they just duplicate. Like, it does happen every now and then, but typically it doesn't happen like that. Even though in the comp plan, how we draw it out, it kind of looks like that, right? So this was a very big challenge for me. And it was a big thing that if we don't know how to solve this problem, then, to be honest, MLM, even just as a direct sales thing, if you have a good product and you love selling that, you can make some good money, right? I've seen people that are just direct sellers, meaning just direct to consumer. You can do very well. But I'm not you. I want to scale. I want to leverage. I want time freedom. I want impact. And I just love the idea of being able to build something massive. So I want to share with you a story. My mentor that taught me a lot about systems and organization. I've been a professional in the MLM space for the last 14 years now. This person, what was impressive about him was that he started with nothing. You see, one of the big things that knowing a secret on how to scale a massive online business, an MLM business, is you have to find something that anyone can do. So what I loved is my mentor started broke as a joke, started up on rollerblades. His only job was pizza delivery, and then he got involved in network marketing. Then what happened is he found great mentors. He struggled for a long time, found great mentors though that were making 20 grand a month, right? This is like maybe 30 years ago, 20 years ago. And they were doing extremely well, young and successful. But this is what my mentor did. That is the key. And if you understand this key in your business, I want you to start thinking a different way. Okay. Is what happened is he'd go to training after training after training and pick up a good tip here, a good tip there, a good tip there. But one day he said, I noticed they kind of say things a certain way. They kind of say the same thing over and over again. Let me just take this all and put it into one place. And he put together a manual, a training manual. He wrote it down. It didn't look that good. It was just like a rough sketch, but it was a system of what the successful people did, a protocol, a process. And you notice that it's what they did every single time. You know what happened was this. He took that system. His mentors are making 20 grand a month, which is already amazing, especially if you're like 18, 19 years old, right? That's rich. That's like retired. He took that system and he started to train that system. He didn't recruit that many people. He recruited enough, but he was able to then duplicate that process where within around a year and a half, he ended up breaking and making his first 7-figure income. This was before the internet days. This was before social media and everything. What was the difference? The difference was he made a system. Comment system below if that makes sense. We have to define what a system is. Okay, now let me use another analogy before I get into that. A great movie to watch, especially if you're network marketing and you want to scale, is you want to be able to watch a movie called The Founder. And this movie is all about Ray Kroc scaling McDonald's, right? So McDonald's, if you don't know their story, similar thing, right? They had a good burger, they had a good system, but they didn't scale it, right? Ray Kroc came in, saw the potential, and was able to then duplicate McDonald's, where now they've sold billions and billions of product. Now, obviously, I'm sure we can all agree that McDonald's burgers are not the best, right, April? It's like just not the best. And yet they still sold billions. Why? They had a good system. They stuck to the system. They duplicated the system. They had such a good system down that they could teach anybody that was willing to actually run that. What my mentor did is he turned his business into McDonald's, and he duplicated that system where it didn't matter where in the world that he was at, you could have a consistency. How do people talk to people? How does the sales process work? What's the culture like, right? That needs to be systematized. So it's important to understand that if you don't have a system, then it's going to be almost impossible to duplicate. If you don't have a system, a way of doing things, then what you're basically banking on is the MLM lottery. And what I mean by that is you just recruit enough people where you finally find someone that's willing to create their own system and figure it out. And that's part of it, yes. But if you want to have control of your scale, if you want to be able to empower the average person, then a system is super important. If this makes sense at all, put it to you in the comments below. This changed my mindset and everything. Now, how do you define a system? A system, Eric Worre says this, is very simple. Number one, it's something everyone knows. So it needs to be something people are aware to, a system. Number two, it has to be something that everyone does. So it's something taken action on. And number three, it has to be something that works. Everyone knows about the system. Everyone does the system. And it actually works in the system. And the system needs to generate a result, a sale, a recruit, whatever that it is. So systems, because they're created that way, you have to think to yourself, who can use my system? A big issue with duplication in network marketing happens, and you've probably seen this, either that's you or you've seen someone like this. You'll see somebody in your network marketing business. They'll come in, they'll sell like crazy. They'll recruit like crazy. And when you ask them what they did, they're like, I just talk to people. Do you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Throw a 5 in the comments if you've ever seen someone like that before in your business. Maybe that's you. And if it is, awesome. And what happens is they don't know what they're doing, but they have charisma, they have influence, they've probably built up their network and their connections over the course of time. So it's well deserved, right? It's in any business's relationships. So they got involved with a good idea and they just started sharing it. To be honest, it probably wouldn't have even mattered if it was that network marketing company or product or some other company. Whatever they got involved in, people would have followed them anyway. Here's the issue. Not everybody is like that. So what happens when the influencer recruits the newest person that buys the product, the service, the promise, tries to do what they see their mentor doing, which is not systematic, and yet they don't get the same result? They start doubting themselves, don't they? They start thinking, can I do it? They start thinking, well, maybe only she or he can do it, but I can't. And what happens to the main upline is they get really, really frustrated because it's a churn and burn type of thing. They're getting customers all day. They're recruiting all day. But what happens is there's no duplication. What happens is, to be honest, many times guilt sets in because you start to think no one else can do this, only I can do this. And you start to lose your hope and your fizzle. Usually this phase lasts around 3 to 6 months if someone gets past that time. And it's painful to see. So how do we counteract this? In your business, we need a business system that for the person that is willing to learn, the person that is coachable, and the person that is hungry. You can't treat hunger, right? The saying is you can lead a horse up to water, but you can't force them to drink. So as long as somebody is serious enough to learn, if they apply the system, they will get a result. It's consistent. That's a big key. So you have to ask yourself this question: do I have a system where I feel confident that if somebody works with this system, works with me, that they will be able to get a result? Now, I'm not saying they need to make seven-figure incomes or anything. It's just dependent on what it is that they want. But can they actually legitimately succeed? If yes, you have a good system. If no, something to highly consider. Why? Systems are duplicatable, personalities are not. So if you have a business that's purely based on your personality, then that's going to be really tough if your goal is to have a scaled out, massive online business. Okay. I'm talking to myself as well too. So you have to think to yourself, you might think, well, James, how do I start creating a system? Right? In fact, I'd love to ask you this question. If you're watching this right now, if you can say that you have a business system that you know works for anyone that's willing to do it, put a yes in the comments. If you are a little bit like, I'm not sure, then put a no in the comments. I'm just sharing this to be able to help you. Okay. How do you make a system? And one of the easiest ways, find other systems that work really well and just copy them. Right. I learned a lot from my mentors. But if you're starting from scratch, and I appreciate the vulnerability and transparency, the best way to do it is this: lead by example yourself and start to get a result, get a customers, get recruits, build a team, right? Like, and as you do this long enough, see what you do, see the process and document it. We call this a standard operating protocol. What are the steps, right? And write them down. Start to look at those and start to put it together in a list. A system doesn't have to be overcomplicated. In fact, it shouldn't be complicated, but start to put it all together. And that'll give you a format of a system. From there, use that and try to teach it to someone else. See if you'll get a similar result as well too. See if it works for anybody. As you start to do that, this will start to help you to chisel in a business system. But remember, always think, can the newest person do it? Can the brand new person do it if they followed it? And I think that was probably one of my X factors, because to be honest, I started 19 broke. I started with no social skills. I was so shy to the point I couldn't even order food at a restaurant shy. I barely had any friends. The friends that I did have, I tried to pitch in the beginning. I did it all wrong. They all rejected me. Maybe that happened to you, right? And I had to learn how to make friends. I had to learn how to prospect. I had to learn how to invite and present and follow up and close and do all these different types of things. Right? It wasn't overnight. It took a long time, but eventually you can only suck for so long until you got it. And at least that's how we concocted our system. So personally, for example, we came up with a system that we run in the Warrior Movement organization that has now allowed us to scale. I'm in San Diego, California. We have teammates all throughout the United States. We have teammates in Australia, in Taiwan, in Europe, in Mexico, in Canada, and they all use the same system, and they're all able to get a result no matter where they're at, no matter what time zone that they're at. And I started to realize, wow, that's kind of cool. Right? In the following videos, I can go through what that system is, but I hope today as an introduction, this starts to get you thinking. This starts you, this is for the person that really wants network marketing to scale and produce the promise that we all signed up for. which is time freedom, which is residual, which is being able to retire, which is being able to scale out your impact and your income, which is being able to do something on a massive scale, right? Now, others, you might, if you're looking at this and you just want to make a couple $100s a month, it's not hard to do that. Find a good product, find a good service, talk about it, share it, and you can do that, right? But I'm talking to the person who wants to make 1,000 a week, 10,000 a month, scale it even further as well too. If that's the case, then you want to take a look and you want to start thinking, what's my system? If you're a part of a team that already has a system, fantastic. Learn it, master it, do it, teach it. If you're somebody that does not have a system yet, be the leader and figure it out. Last note, we had a first business, which was all offline. And I learned a system that worked for that. Our first business did well, and then tough times came. We lost it all. Okay. Year of depression, horrible, almost quit on network marketing. Because to be honest, while it was nice and it worked offline, I didn't want that type of lifestyle, right? I don't know about you. I love people, but I don't want to be in meetings all day. I don't want to be in, my house turned out to be a meeting location every single day. We had no quiet time. We had no personal space. I was driving all the time, lots of miles in the car. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it or not. That was just for me. Okay. So what I started to think was, is there a way to duplicate a system, but do it completely online? I wanted a business where you can work from anywhere at any time. I wanted a business where you can be on vacation and make money. I wanted a system that anyone could do it, not just someone that was within my location. You know what really hurt me before? It hurt me to know if someone got started with me before in my previous business, if I couldn't drive to them, they were at a disadvantage because I couldn't show up. That sucks. That's not fair. So I envisioned a business that it didn't matter what time zone you're at, didn't matter what zip code you're at, didn't matter where you're at. Because it's online, we can all actually succeed together. So we started to do system work again. And after tens of thousands of dollars of investment, after years of trial and error, after seeing what worked and a lot of things that really, really didn't work and failed, we came up with an online business system, which is now in the Warrior Movement business system. And that allowed me personally, this is just me, I enrolled over 100 people in the last year. I've enrolled hundreds of customers personally last year. The team, they've had customers, enrollments, and all that as well too. It works. Now we're just scaling that, right? Teaching and scaling that. But I bring that up because maybe you're that leader that needs to step up and figure it out for you and your squad. All right. Someone needs to do it. If it's not your upline, then you be the upline. Anywho, if this sounds like something interesting to you, by the way, I love to be able to, and if you're the type of person that's looking for a system, you want to create this, for the first time ever, I'm actually going to offer something cool. So we've realized that what we gained in this whole process, it took over 10 years of research and trial and error and everything to get a business system, but not just a business system, a mindset system. Because I realized skills are one thing, mindset's 95%. There's a system of skills and a system of mindset. I call it the blueprint. And a lot of people have been asking me like, hey, James, how do you guys do it? What do you do? So for the first time ever, I'm going to be offering this for a limited amount of people. And if you'd like some more information on that blueprint, there's a video in the caption below, or send me a message on this. It's like a 30-minute video. You can take a look at that. You're going to get a little bit of a peek behind what is the system that we have. And there's a special offer there for you as well too. So if you're interested in that at all, put a 1 in the comments, by the way, if you would be interested, just to let me know. I'd love to have a conversation, but check out the video and you can see that. But besides that, I hope this was encouraging. I hope this is helpful. I would love to see more people in network marketing win, especially doing it from your phone. And we'd love to show you what it is that's going on. So tune in. And yeah, definitely shoot me a message if you're interested in information on that. Shoot me a private message. But yeah, tune in, because my goal is to start giving you some more details as to systems and how that all works. And if you have any questions, you're absolutely welcome. I can't wait to unpack more. Sounds like this is something that people are interested in, so I'd love to be able to share more. If you have any questions, let me know as well too. All right, everybody. Other than that, have a great rest of your day and talk soon.